you're trying to grow your YouTube right now with more stuff, just trying to do more content.
Yeah. And also, with a lot of the stuff that I'm doing now is more or less stuff that I actually enjoy.
Uh-huh.
With the cowboy boot stuff, and might do some hat stuff, but also some with music because I'm trying to get into it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
The music, trying to get into music.
That and the YouTube, just after, instead of doing gameplay stuff, you just start doing cowboy boots and Western stuff, and the analytics page, whew, right after. There's no denying.
No, it's true. The same thing happened to me. When I was just doing all music stuff, I got like 100 views here or there. That was on a good day. Usually I was around like 20 to 50 views. And then I started doing cowboy boot stuff and I saw that same thing. It's just like crazy increase, like out of nowhere. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun though.
Yeah, definitely. Until you run out of boots. So you got to start being more creative. Like the first videos that I watched of you were like what cowboy heel is the best, and what sole to use. Just basically information that people want to know.
Yeah, exactly. That's my whole like strategy with that is I'll do keyword research to see what questions people are asking. And then I'll just make a video using that question as the title and basically answer the question, put it up. And those are some videos that actually do really well. Like the freaking, some of them I get so worried about posting because it's like, this just sounds so stupid. Why would I make a video about this? Like 5 things that wearing cowboy boots says about a person.
Yeah.
But the reason why I made that was because I was doing data and there was a common search term of what cowboy boots say about a person.
Huh.
So I made that video and I was like, this is so stupid, but I put it up and it's like one of the best performing ones so far this year. So it's crazy how that stuff works. So if you can do a little bit of keyword research and sort of watch some YouTube videos about how to do that, I would say try that too, because you don't even have to think about what to make a video about. You just read the data of what people are searching and you just make a video about that. So I basically spend no time brainstorming ideas. I'm just brainstorming how I'm going to approach what the data says to make a video about.
Okay, so you're kind of approaching it like a company,
Yeah.
essentially. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tried and true. It works.
Mm-hmm.
What got your start in YouTube anyway?
I just wanted to share my music at first. Like
Okay.
a lot of people were just putting up videos of, cover music and just them sitting at their desk or their couch or whatever, just playing songs. And those are some of my first videos. And then I made a music video here and there, but for the most part, it was just to share my music and try to get my music out there.
Okay. That's good. I thought about making a separate YouTube channel, like with my name, like those, what are the topic type things, but that's automatic. I think that's automated, right? The YouTube makes a channel for artists.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, there's no reason to do that. I can just, whenever I actually get to a point where I'm comfortable sharing stuff that I do, I could just put it on my YouTube channel here.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie. It is nice to just be able to put everything on one place so that people know who you are, but it does slow growth. Like I'm seeing pretty slow growth compared to what I would see if I had cowboy boots titled in my channel, but I chose not to because I want my music to remain a large portion of it.
Definitely, definitely. That's actually a really good thing because you don't want to be locked into one thing, because you could get burned out if you constantly do one thing. Like, yes, cowboy boots are great and all, but there's more to life than footwear. Like,
So true. So true. And it's like a brand. Like no matter what you're going to be spending your time on, you're building that name as a brand. So if you ever do want to do something different because you know life, like you said, then you can rebrand easier if it's your name than if it's like it has cowboy boots in the title. You can't just like all of a sudden switch it one day. But I feel like you have that freedom if it's just your name.
Definitely, definitely. I completely agree. Um, with mine, I made my name a while back. If you look back and see some of the privated videos, let's just say the mic is not the best. The quality is just not there. The editing, no.
Well, at least you didn't delete them and you turned them just on private. I have a couple of older ones that I put up um, for like first videos on YouTube, and I ended up deleting those altogether. So, and I
Oh,
wish I hadn't.
yeah, I think I may have deleted one or two, but it's just I look back at the old videos not too long ago. It's fun to cringe at them.
Yep. Tell me about it.
It's just what was going on in my head making me think that was good.
Yep. Yep. I do that on whenever I go back through some of my old stuff too. It's like, oh man, should I even just make this private? Because it's still public. Like I just have it up there because it only has 30 views, and I'm like, screw it. Somebody's gonna have a fun time cringing at this when they come upon it too.
Let's get a little bit more into the music. What inspired you to make music, and when did you start?
I I guess what inspired me to make music was the fact that I wanted to play something that somebody else didn't make. Like I was playing music, but then when I wanted to actually express myself in a new way and be creative, I was like, I don't feel like just playing this one song right now is going to do it for me because that's connected to somebody else's history and their story. Um, I want to make something from scratch. So when I started playing the banjo as a kid, around 14 years old, I spent just hours playing one song, Cripple Creek. And it was like, it drove my mom crazy, but I was play it and I loved this song. And then I started learning some other banjo songs. But then I was just a little bit bored of how the tablature came across. You know, I was listening to some things. I felt like I wanted to try different things that I hadn't heard on the banjo and just mess around. And I made this song like just instrumental. It's the first song I ever made. It was called Quail Hollow Run, and it was just like a banjo instrumental. And I saw the name Quail Hollow Run. It was like a road or something near the house. So um, that was the first one I ever did, and I really liked it a lot at the time. It was horrible because it wasn't in time. Like it changed keys weird. Like it was a shitty song. But um, you know, I experienced what it was like to make something that you actually felt, and it was awesome. It was addicting, and I couldn't stop after that.
Nice, nice. Yeah, it's fantastic. And one thing is just trying to keep in the same tempo and keep it going, keep the same rhythm, strumming pattern, all that stuff, keeping it concise. But it's a great feeling when you make something and you
Uh-huh.
you play it like I made that. It's fantastic.
Yeah, there's definitely a unique high that you get from it. Uh, and especially when it's good. I mean,
Yes.
you get a nice high when you finish a song, but um, it could still be shit. But when you do it and it like you really feel it and you're in the zone, like in flow mode, and you finish it and it's just like holy shit, this feels good. I like this. That's the main. That's like a super high. It's crazy. I don't know. It sounds so stupid to be talking about it like this, but it's 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 a weird feeling that it gets addicting. Basically, it's
Definitely.
crazy.
Definitely, man. So for those of you that don't know, you are a balladeer, Mind explaining what ballads are and what that means?
Yeah, totally. So a ballad is basically any folk song. The way that I look at it, a folk ballad is any song that tells a story. So it could be like a love story, a story about crime, a story about um, a violent murder. Could be a story about a train. So it's just anything, and that's what I love to write songs about. I love to write songs about a story that has a character that gets you in it, with imagery and and just some fun wordplay at the same time. It's really fun to tell stories in music, and I don't feel like it happens enough. So it's just another medium that that is great and for storytelling, and has tradition there too, because that's how cultures passed down their stories and their religions and all of this. So it ballads have history in humanity, and it's just fun to play around with that.
All right. Yeah. So, what made you want to get into making ballads?
Geez, I guess every awesome ballad that you've ever heard, like Charlie Daniels, Devil Went Down to Georgia. That's like one of the best modern ballads.
Yeah.
Then you got classic ballads like John Henry, Erie Canal, like Pretty Boy Floyd. All of these old songs that just tell stories about people or situations. Um, they just paint a picture in my head. And I also wanted to be a history teacher when I was growing up, so it's like it's right on par with that too. So uh, I think that just ballads are great, man. They're great.
Yeah. I I don't know, man. It's just you are very big YouTuber compared to me.
But I'm not even that big. I don't even have 10,000 subscribers. I mean, I love the fact that I can have a group of people to talk to and build a community and just have this. It's very humbling, but like there's people with tens of millions of subscribers.
Yeah, but you have like way more than I do. I have 150.
Yeah, but when did you start doing the cowboy boot stuff on a regular basis?
Uh oh man, that is a good question. Let me go to my I have the channel analytics like already ready. I
Nice.
just love looking at it, just being like, "Oh, people like this video. That's sweet."
It's crazy, right? You get into it, like,
Yeah.
and when you have enough data to like work with over like a year, like you can start making decisions based off of the data, heavy decisions, just like minuscule data decisions. Like the other day I figured out which of the videos were uh had the most in ad rev. So which ones paid, because not every video is the same.
Yeah.
Like you have an average. So I ranked them, and then I try to call attention to the ones that have the most ad rev per view.
Okay.
Like it's crazy. It's so much fun. I love data. I'm glad that you like it too, because it means a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I remember I used to get really into it. The reason why I even was at 115 because I was on that, man.
Yeah.
I was on that train, but I just
When
kind
did
of
you start
stopped.
your YouTube?
I
Or
started that.
when did you start it with the cowboy boot stuff?
Okay, my very first cowboy boot video was October 16th, 2019, and that
Oh,
one
okay.
didn't get really any attention until like half a year later, and it just
Uh-huh.
started to grow. When it hit 100, I'm like, wow, that's pretty good. Now
Nice.
it's at 2,400. I'm
There
like,
you go. That's what I'm talking about.
what?
So you started in October 2019.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
funny. I hadn't posted really anything in like a year before that, and then I did that and my beer review, and I just started doing it more often.
nice. How come you're starting to just create content more? What happened? Are you like quarantine? Are you trying to switch some things up? What's up?
I was basically in quarantine for a while. I caught some kind of stomach bug when all this started,
Uh-huh.
and it wasn't COVID, but that put me out for a while. And then I developed a cough, but it wasn't COVID. I went to the doctor. Here's some cough medicine. It came back, and I went to the doctor, and I was basically hawking up a lung. And they're like, "Well, this has been going on for 3 weeks, and I can't not give you an X-ray. So let's go look." Got an X-ray. Walked in. I don't like what I see. I had a liquid in my right lung, I believe. So it was basically pneumonia.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was like around my birthday. So I couldn't do anything and everything was closed and I couldn't drink because of the antibiotics. So it is what it is.
So you just said, screw it, I'm going to start doing more content?
Yeah. And I graduated college. So that's a big thing too.
Congrats.
Thank you. Now it's time to pay off the debt.
What's your major?
Geographic Resource and Environmental Studies with a minor
Nice.
in business, and I got a GIS certificate.
What's that?
It's a guaranteed income sort. It's not. It's a geographic information science or system. The science is the technical terminology for the. It's the background behind it, and then the system is what people use.
So is this going to be like would it be an outdoor job or a working environment technology?
I'm trying to decide. I haven't really picked a discipline
Uh-huh.
per se, but with the GIS, that's a lot of well, depending on what you do, it's really broad. That's kind of why I like it. But
Hmm.
you can do surveying, being out in the field for the most part, or
Nice.
doing GIS inside for the most part, or somewhere in between. We're doing both.
Cool. What do you
Yeah,
want to do?
a little both.
Nice. Cool.
Because I
Way to
love
go.
being outside, but some days I'm just like, I don't want to go outside for 7 hours. You know?
Yeah, especially when it's cold, nasty. Yep, I hear you.
Hmm. And I prefer it to be warm outside than cold. I don't know why. It's just when it's cold, I just want to bundle up and just stand there. When it's hot, I'm like, all right, let's get this done so I can get out of here.
Yep, I hear you.
But yeah, that's it's fun
Cool.
right now trying to find a job though.
Yeah, I can only imagine, man. That's got to be nuts. That's got to be so hard, especially in your
Yeah,
field where you have to be outside or around people.
yeah. It's just the job market is just trash right
Hmm.
now.
So,
Because go ahead.
so you're pushing content to try to make something up on another side for a revenue stream.
Oh, I'm not making anything right now.
Not yet.
I mean, if enough people enjoy my content, I might be able to make a buck or two, but
Hmm.
it's mainly kind of a passion thing. It started, wanting to be a YouTuber as a kid does, but then it kind of evolved into just recording stuff with my friends and like it's kind of a history vault for us,
Hmm.
like kind of a catalog of what we'd done watching. Like, oh, I remember that time when we did that and this happened. Just something like that.
Yep. That's so cool. That's I love those kinds of videos just to look back on. But if you do the keyword thing I was talking about, you could grow it a lot faster for
Okay.
sure. You should try it. Just look up some videos.
Okay. I've been kind of tinkering with that because with my first boot review after the first one was when it really started to grow because I guess people were looking for boots then. And it was July 7th this year, and it was
Uh-huh.
that Nakona Dallas boot that I did.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that was where everything started popping off, and I made some more, and I tried to get better with each one. But I think at the Takovas one, my latest one, I went back and I edited the keywords, the like the tags, the categorization of the video, the description, just everything. Just trying to
Hmm.
constantly change it, and I've been doing that, just seeing what works, what doesn't, and yeah.
Change it. So you're changing tags like on a weekly basis?
No, not exactly. Just for videos that don't get anything, like some of my older ones and some of the cowboy boot videos, like I didn't have a tag, or I didn't, let's say I didn't put cowboy boots in the tag and I just had boot.
Hmm.
So I added cowboy boot, and then that boosted the reach of the
Hmm.
video.
Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah. And it's pretty obvious what YouTube pushes forward and doesn't, because the Takovas video right here, like up here, and my beer review, it started getting views, and then it's still at 86 views.
Yeah, that's all with the popularity of the searches. I mean,
Yeah.
Kovas is going to get searches all the time, and YouTube is going to serve it up because they're a highly searched brand. They got the cookies working on everybody's browsers. So once you go into YouTube, they're going to serve up Takova stuff because they know that you've been searching it.
And it's
So,
like, hey, more views on our website? Yes, please.
mhm, yep. So it doesn't surprise me that the Takovas one has a lot more.
Oh man. So I like your setup. I like the boot rack, and just it's a nice little area right there that you got going. And for your videos, you have the camera angled with that cow skull painting.
Hmm.
It's a nice little area.
Cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, wasn't really sure how to do it because when I first moved in here, the I had the desk over here, and then I had like this boot shelf, so or the shoe shelf that I actually made my wife this
Oh really?
when we first started dating. So it's been all over the country with us. We've been moving it
Nice.
everywhere, but I just had like random boot boxes on top of it. It just looked like a mess behind me all the time, and you know, I don't really care that much about how everything looks. I just want it to sound good and have a good story to it, which is like I'm still working on making my videos better that way. But once my mother-in-law got me this shelf, I was like, you know what? Why can't we just take all of these boxes and just put the boots up there and kind of show the boots off some more? So I think it's the best way to go. So as far as I've found so far for this apartment that I'm in now. I'm glad
Definitely.
you like it. Thanks.
Oh yeah, man. It's awesome. I basically, so the guitar and the hat rack, I move them over here for the videos, and then I move them back. It's just I can't figure out a way to make it look really nice. This is the best it's looked in like ever. Because
That's cool. Yeah. If you hadn't told me that, I wouldn't have ever guessed it was anything otherwise. I mean, the guitar is in front of the door, so
yeah,
I would have been like, maybe there's nothing. Maybe that's like a water heater or something. But
that's a pantry, and also,
yeah, nice. That's the setup right there.
sir,
Damn, damn. I gotta get a fridge for my for my desk,
yes, sir. It's I've never had this, but
and it's fully stocked too. Look at
yes,
you.
yes, it is completely stocked. I love it, man.
Damn. I'm jealous.
A year ago, me would be jealous. It's fantastic. Just swing around, grab it, and then
No
you're
doubt.
good.
I love it.
Oh yeah, but uh, sparkling water for me right now.
I hear you. I hear you.
Whew. So I saw in that one video that you like wine.
Yeah, I got into wine because my wife is into wine. So, like, I wouldn't have ever really chosen to drink it.
Yeah,
Like, gone out of my way. I've always liked beer and scotch.
nice.
Those are like some of my favorites, and bourbon. And I had never really gotten that into wine, but my wife in college, when we were in college, she started taking a wine class because they offered that at my school, like
Oh,
education. They called it Wines of the World. So she started taking that, and it just like she went crazy with her interest in it. And she also has celiacs, so she can't even drink beer. So I can't drink beer with her. So
oh,
the only thing that I really can drink with her is wine. So we would just start drinking wine together. And she would start telling me like the stories and everything behind the wines. And I thought it was really interesting because it was like the stories in music and folk music and sort of the ballads, because, you know, it takes wine isn't just like the shitty sweet stuff that you get at Wegmans or Walmart or whatever. Like, people actually make this stuff and try to reflect what's going on in the earth and the story of like the soil. So it's super interesting to see it from that perspective, and try to drink alcohol from that perspective too. So it just got me into it, and then it helped me as I approached playing at wineries too. So as I started playing at wineries more as a musician, I could kind of speak a little intelligently about it. So, you know, it was a little bit easier to approach them for shows and stuff. And then when we got to Arizona, that's when I really started liking wine, because Arizona wine is so good. It's like so different from any other wine that you've had, because they actually make it right there in Arizona. They grow the grapes in the desert, and it tastes like the desert. It's really good.
yeah,
So that's
definitely.
when I became a big fan of wine.
It's definitely a science for wine. There's a lot that goes into that.
Hmm.
But I'm just not the biggest fan of wine. I've had several different kinds, and it's just, I mean, if I have it, you know, it's alcohol.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But um, my favorites are beer, tequila, and whiskey.
Nice. Those are good favorites. Right
Yeah,
now I'm on a gin kick.
yeah,
Gin and tonics, just because it's so warm, and I feel like the gin and tonics are just a really nice summer drink to have.
dude, margaritas.
That's what I'm
That's
talking about.
yeah. There's a time where I haven't done this in a while, but I would just make big blender batches of margaritas, chunk it in the freezer. Next day, blend it back up, give me a margarita, chunk it back in, and then
That's serious. So you're actually doing the blended with all the
yeah,
ice
the
and everything
frozen
in it.
margarita, man. Yes, it's the
You are
best.
serious about your margaritas. If
Hey,
I
man,
was the margarita guy, I would just be like, here's the margarita mix, here's the tequila, stir, 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 let's go.
just get a
I would make them
ice.
warm, probably.
Oh no! Oh, that's acid reflux right there, man. Oh, oh, that's just like you're saying. I like hot beer.
Oh, that's gross. That's true. That's true.
No, that's a little worse. That's a little worse. But you need ice in that stuff. Like at least get either on the rocks or frozen.
True. True.
Frozen is definitely better, but at
Yeah.
bars you need to get them on the rocks because it has way less sugar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
I
all
didn't know there
the
was a difference.
at the bars they had like the pre-mix frozen margaritas, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just chock full of sugar, and it's just
Damn.
too much. And the ones on the rocks, it's just they put ice in there and the mix and the tequila, and yeah, it still has sugar in it, but it's not like as much.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's good to know. I never knew that. I usually go for the ice ones anyways, unless like I'm feeling real fancy. Now, do
Yeah.
you do salt or no salt?
Sometimes I do salt, but it's just it kind of tears up your lips.
Yeah.
Yeah, just leaves you with the what are those called? Canker sores. The ones because it's damage to your lip
Mm-hmm.
or inside your gums.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that stuff just tears you a new one. If you
So
have too much, it's just salt.
yeah. So do you usually put salt on the ones that you make at home?
No, because it can get messy, and I already make enough of a mess.
Yep. I just wanted to see how serious you were.
Sometimes I do, man. Sometimes I want to get really fancy. I I put water around the rim. I get the
There you
salt
go.
on there, and
Yep.
then I put the stuff in there. Put the lime on the side. Got it.
Love it.
Yeah, and I always get mine with a lime flavor or a watermelon, prickly pear, strawberry. Because
Good
I don't know,
choice.
I always like my margaritas pink.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. My wife and I are, when we do margaritas, we like to really do the mango margaritas, like with frozen mango pieces
I
and
had a
blend it
buddy
up like that.
who told me that he had a mango one and it was pretty good.
It's damn good.
Have you ever had Sotol?
No, I don't know what that is.
So tequila comes from the plant from the agave plant,
Yeah?
and Sotol comes from the Sotol plant. It's in the agave family. It's a
Okay.
lot smaller, but it grows over there near the in the I believe in the Chihuahuan Desert,
Mm-hmm.
and it's it has a lot less of a pull from it. It's you have to use a lot more Sotols to make the same amount of alcohol than you do a agave, a blue agave, because there's just so much of that heart in there.
Mm-hmm.
But Sotol it's really smooth compared to tequila, but it doesn't. It's I don't like mixing it because it just doesn't have that bite to it, and it has none of the bite and all the pepper.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah,
So it's just one that you just sit
shots. It's a
shots.
yep. It's a shots thing.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Gotcha. I'm gonna have to try it. I've never tried that before, I don't think.
Yeah, it's not many people know what Soltol is, and it's really interesting.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out for it. Yeah, you got a favorite brand that you like?
I've only had two. I've had one when I was at Terlingua, Texas, near Big Bend National
Mhm.
Park, and I have one over here, which is Hacienda. This right here,
Mm-hmm.
it's all right. It's fine.
So that one is just not even doesn't even have the flavor to sip. You like it just
No, it has flavor. It
okay,
definitely has flavor. It's
good.
just
I'll try it. I mean,
I
I
don't know.
do it just have shots too, but I'm glad
Yeah.
it has like a nice
No, it has flavor in
flavor.
there, definitely.
Cool.
Like you
I'm
can
down.
definitely sip it. But also a tequila I like making, you know what ranch water is?
Yeah. I've never had one though.
Well, it's fine. Over here at in Texas, we got HEB, that's our grocery store,
Uh-huh.
and they have their own brand of sparkling water, sweetened and unsweetened. I always get the lime, either sweetened or unsweetened, whichever one, and then I put that tequila and a lime. Nice. It's simple, but it's good.
Love it. Okay. Yeah, I got to try that sometime. I've only heard about it recently. Like I've it's never been a thing like up north. So
Yeah, I
I
didn't
want to try it though.
I didn't know what it was called. I just made it, and then
Yeah.
someone said, "Hey, that's ranch water." I'm like, oh, and also, uh, if you get the gold tequila, that's called uh well water.
Nice.
Do you have any advice for people that want to start music?
Uh, just to play songs that you want to play. A lot of music, like in school or if you're taking lessons, they'll tell you, oh, you have to learn, this classical song or you have to learn this old folk song. And you're just learning this stuff and you're like, this isn't fun. Like this song is boring and shitty. And that's what makes you want to quit. Like I tried trumpet when I was young and all of the songs that they had us play were just boring as hell. It's like Mary Had a Little. I don't want to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. Like there's got to be better music out there that's simple that I can learn. That's actually fun. So that's the thing that I gotta say to anybody who asks that question is just like play something that you actually want to play. It doesn't matter what it is. Like who cares if it's Taylor Swift or whatever? Like just play something that you're going to want to play over and over and over again, because that's what's going to keep you in it, because you want to play it, and that's what's going to make you better. You're still playing. How
Yeah.
long have you been playing?
So I've been playing since I was a kid, but let's just say I haven't really been consistent like at all.
Mm-hmm.
When I was young, I learned the G and the D chord and the C chord and the E chord. And that was about it. I never really learned any songs. I didn't do anything. And then about a year ago, I kind of got back into it, and I would actually practice. I had Rocksmith to learn, some of the riffs and stuff, and I practiced about an hour or two every day for about a month or half a month, and that got me, able to know what the guitar is at that
Mm-hmm.
point. And I looked up basically what are the strings, 88 Dynamite by Eddie and all that stuff. But about my last semester in college, I needed an elective, so I did guitar class. And the professor that was there, I didn't know him personally, but he fixed my dad's guitar before. He had a shop that he would work with, and he's really good. So when he's like, do this, I know it seems boring, but trust me. Oh, I trust you. I'll go I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, just because I don't know, but it definitely got me. It skyrocketed me because I can
Mm-hmm.
actually sing and play at the same time now, and I don't have to constantly. Sure, with chords I'm still learning, I do, but um, I made it a point to play the chords without looking at them because that confuses me.
Uh-huh.
Because when you got your sheet music there, your chords, and then you're strumming, you're moving your head and you just get lost.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So he basically explained it to me this way: you need to work on one hand at a time, get your left hand comfortable with the neck of the guitar, and basically know the chords, and then be able to get through chord progressions. And then uh, whenever you start using your left hand, just strum once. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, change 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and change 1. Yeah, basically like that.
Yep.
And then basically full strumming 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, change 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, change, and then it elevated from there.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So the lessons helped you, but after already going into it with some songs that you liked and that you knew the chords and kind of how to play a little bit.
Yeah, I knew I was learning one song, and I
Okay.
did it really badly. It was "Knock on Heaven's Door" by Bob Dylan.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good first song.
just 4 chords. It's G, D, A minor, G, D, C, and then yeah, for the basic.
Mm-hmm.
I like to add my pinky onto the 3rd fret of the 1st string at the very end uh, of the C chord during that chord progression, and it adds a little bit of the nice just tone that you
Yeah.
hear in the song.
Yeah. Good
Just
call.
all these little nuances in songs. Like, yeah, sure, you can play it, but they do these little things that just seem impossible for you, but for them, it's like, oh, it's fine. It's just come naturally to them. And that's what's really fascinating about music.
Yeah, it's like they're just it's an extension of themselves
Mm-hmm.
to some point where they're just like this is the sound, this is the feeling that they had, and that one little embellishment on that C chord is what makes them feel it just that extra little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's super interesting too.
And it could even be mistakes too that just make the song. I don't. It's
With
just
Bob Dylan, that's very possible.
oh that man that his strumming patterns. It's just he switch it up in the song, and it's just I don't know, man. Yeah.
He's not the best musically for sure, but damn,
It's
he can write a song.
oh yeah. I remember someone was telling me, yeah, I like Bob Dylan's songs, but his voice is weird. What do you mean his voice is weird? He sounds normal to me. Sounds like Bob Dylan.
Yeah, he definitely has his timbre for sure, and even in different time periods, he changes his voice. It's
Oh yeah.
crazy how much that man has rebranded his music, and people just love him still.
Oh yeah, definitely. And oh, that actually brings me to a point that I didn't uh write down. So, how do you get your voice? Like
Your
your own yeah, like your voice like you know how all these musicians once you hear it, as soon as you hear their voice, that's Wade Bowen, that's Randy Rogers, that's
Yep,
Tom Petty.
yep.
Just
I think part of it comes from one, copying people until you get sick of it. Like that's what it was for me. So like the only person who I studied for songwriting, like over and over and over and over again for a long time was Bob Dylan. So I would try to mimic his writing style. Like I would read his lyrics and, I would come up with my own idea and I would write a song and then I would sing it and play it. And I pretty much was just sounding like him. And then I did that for a while with, I don't know, like Dave Matthews Band or something. Like it was just me just getting into it and copying people until I felt comfortable with the way that I was doing it. Like I got
okay.
bored of that and I was able to get a little bit more confidence into what it meant for me to actually use my own voice. And that takes time. That's all it is. It's like it just
Mm-hmm.
takes time. You gotta write, you gotta play, and not be afraid that it's too similar to something else, because it could take you 3 months to figure out, if you want to change it up and follow your own voice, or it could take 3 years. For me, it took it pretty much took 3 years when I started my band in college, and I started writing songs in 2007. And when I started my band, it was 2010. And all during that time, like I just sounded like Bob Dylan or somebody else. I didn't sound like myself. I don't sound like how my voice is now. So I'm certain that that's the way it is for several other artists out there. I mean, even with Bob Dylan, he was trying to copy Woody Guthrie, and he sounded like Woody Guthrie early on. And then in the 60s, like he finally found his voice, and it was like, that's the Dylan voice that we all know to today. So I think it happens more frequently. Can you just be born and have your voice and have your confidence? Sure, that happens. But I think more often than not, we all have to just copy people and then take the best of what we copied from them and integrate it into our own voice so that we find it and figure out how to use it.
I like that. I like that a lot. And it does take forever for like you just listen to an artist and you think, wow, they're all of a sudden really good. No, like one guy that I really like, Coulter Wall. Like,
Oh, geez, that dude is so good.
oh, it's insane. He started when he was like 16 and put his first EP out when he was 22.
Mm-hmm.
Was it? Yeah, I think so. He's 25 now, and it's just like that. The voice for one. Oh my God, it's
But not even that, like just the voice wouldn't do it for him. He's got storytelling.
yeah.
His songs are so good. Like Kate
They're,
McCannon is my favorite one that he does.
oh
And
yeah,
the storytelling in that song, the imagery is just on point all the way through. And the voice, like he's got it.
and the instrumental. He is.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Just it. Have you seen the live version of him while I was at this brewery or something?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
such a good show.
he he plays hard, and then whenever it's the soft points, just the finger picking, and then with the kick drum getting back
Hmm.
into it, and the alternate picking. I love that style that he does, and the slightly tuned down guitars. Just I love that sound. It's
Yep.
fantastic.
Yep.
But
He's
man,
got the dynamics. He understands, and he understands how to use it to serve the song and the story. And that's special. A lot of people don't understand that. As a solo artist, is that you have to control dynamics a lot more, and it's difficult,
it's
and he
hard,
understands it.
very
Yeah.
hard, and he makes it seem like nothing. Like
Yep.
he's been doing that since he came out of the womb. Like,
Yep. Feel like some of the best albums have that thing that, Coulter Wall is trying to go for.
yeah.
He's trying to have an overall feeling to the album
Hmm.
itself, so it can be enjoyed by itself, depending on what mood you're in.
Oh
So
yeah, for
um
sure.
yeah. So
Uh,
like I try to pay attention to that a little bit, and I've made albums where it's just like a bunch of songs, here it is. And then I've made albums that have a theme, and I've wholeheartedly enjoyed the ones that have a theme much more in the long run.
oh yeah, definitely. It's like you listen to The Wall versus Dark Side of the Moon. They have way different vibes to them, but it's still Pink Floyd, and it's
Yep.
just I don't know. I really like that artists evolving. Like, have you ever heard of Whiskey Myers?
No, I don't think so.
I would highly recommend them. They are fantastic. They're East Texas boys. They're Southern rock, so they
Okay.
got some pretty. I think you would really enjoy uh, ooh, uh, Broken Window Serenade.
All right, I just wrote it down.
Yeah, Broken Window Serenade. That's a great song to get introduced to that band. They have slow ones like that, and then they have like rock and roll kind of
That's what I'm
stuff.
talking about.
And each album, they evolve and they change their sound. Every album's different, and they actually said that like, yeah, we don't want to get stuck into one uh, feeling, and we want to grow as artists. And I just think that is fantastic, and
Yep.
just the point.
That is the point. You're completely right. It is the point, is to explore, to see what you can do and get better, and try to, it's an adventure.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Uh,
I love releasing stuff. That's why, and that's also another reason why I try to do so much and release a lot, is because I just like publishing things.
yeah.
I like trying to grow, and also I feel like a lot of times, sometimes a lot of times I make stupid content, like content that doesn't do as well, or content that might be something that a new subscriber isn't expecting, like a music video or like a break room balladeer thing that I did.
Mm,
So if I'm constantly posting a bunch of different topics, then they get those things in their feed, and they know that it's not like it's there if they want it, but there's also going to be more boot content. There's also going to be more this. So um,
definitely.
I just want to make sure that people know that there's always going to be that kind of content too. But I got to do music content at the same time, just for
De-
my mental health.
definitely. Definitely.
So you say you're starting a band soon.
Want to try.
Hmm.
I got a buddy who wants to do more rock and roll stuff, and I want to do more, kind of honky tonk stuff. And my buddy who does a rock and roll, he plays the bass, and I got another buddy that wants to learn the harmonica and
Nice.
something else. But me, I'm going to be vocals and a guitar. We're just trying to find people there, or at least we'll try to learn, and just try
Yep.
to get a group of people together to like, yeah, this is our goal. If we can get good and in our craft and just help each other along. Just try to get something going like that.
Hmm.
And just taking inspirations from a lot of musicians.
Cool. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to get together with a bunch of people and uh, work on like one song or one album or just a show. It's something special. Like we could play music all day, but there's something that's special about everybody bringing their own personality and music to things. So
Yeah.
it's fun. You should definitely pursue it.
Yeah. Um, it was funny that live stream you did with Jake Houston. Never heard of him before. And then you're like, yeah, he's also a musician. What? So I checked out some of his stuff and I'm like, this is nice. This is good.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this. He was like, yeah, I want stuff that you'd hear in like a dive bar and a honky tonk. I listened to it. Yep. That's it.
Right?
That's
Right?
it.
I can't wait to see what he's going to record in the future now that he's doing more boot making. That's got to be like a perspective switch because these guys and girls who are making boots, like they have to think completely differently.
Oh yeah.
That's one thing from what I've learned of talking with these bootmakers. It's like they have a different perspective on everything. Like they have more patience, they have this, they have that. It's like they have this wisdom, and
Yeah.
I wonder what that would bring to his songwriting and his music. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does next.
It's funny you interview these bootmakers and it's just like you're talking to this old cowboy, they're just talking. They speak concisely and exactly what they want to say and it's insane. They got that some level of confidence that's just special to them.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
It's
insane.
comforting talking to a bootmaker.
Yes, yes. I could have been a lot more prepared and had the right equipment and know-how for the recording and had like a concise plan, but I mean I'm having a
Yeah, it's just about having fun. And as you do more and more of these or more and more of anything, you'll be like, all right, I can add in a little bit here, add in a little bit there. When I was talking with Paul Kraus, I don't know if you saw that bootmaker, but he always says, um, what was it? Only ever always find three things to improve the next time you do something. So it's not like you have to go into it head first and make sure everything is perfect and check it all off or anything. It's like you start off and then you're like, all right, on the next one, I want to make these three things better. On the next one, I want to do this better. On the next one. So it's like it's just slow growth, which is why it's better to make more so you learn faster.
so those custom boots you got, the Jeremiah Craig special.
Mm-hmm.
I like them boots. I really
Yeah,
do.
me too.
It's
Me too. Here, I'll grab them.
awesome.
I really like these too. The water buffalo calf is so soft.
It looks it.
Do you like the J-toe?
Yeah,
I heard this isn't as popular down where you are.
I like it. It's I mean, it's not that pointy. I've seen some that are like actual like that's a really round J-toe,
Mm-hmm.
which I like. The really pointed ones I'm not too much of a fan of, but dressing them up is fine.
Yeah.
But medium or round and something like that, definitely.
Yep. Totally. That's my faves. I'm really into the J-toes right now. I just got in a pair of vintage Justins. Well, I've been
Ooh.
getting boots online or in thrift stores or whatever
Yeah.
because I want to do like those quick impression videos, but I don't have as much access to like boot stores or whatever. So I've
Yeah.
been finding them online for pretty cheap so that I can keep doing quick impression videos. And plus it's a nice way to encourage everybody to, buy used or spend their money on good cheap boots that are secondhand, which
Yeah.
is, a nice thing. But I got in two bull hide boots
Ooh.
recently. I got two bull hides, one Justin, one Dan Post. They're both very similar colors. One is the medium round and one is the J-toe. And I'm trying to decide which one I want to keep because I don't need to keep both of them.
Hey man, keep both of them.
I don't know. I gotta make some of the money back.
Dude, keep your collection going. You're
Yeah,
basically
but a lot of it is not just me doing the collection. A lot of it is also trying to check out boots for other folks too. Like whether it be uh, the Larry Mahan or like whatever it is. Like people want me to check out some boots, I'm going to try to check them out. But it's like I can't get all the expensive brands all the time. So I gotta when I buy these things, I gotta try to sell some of them because
yeah,
I gotta pay rent or gotta try to make some money at the same
yeah.
time.
I got this one right here. This is a Bangora straw.
Nice.
Yeah, I always get a open crown, open brim, so I can shape it and
Uh-huh.
reshape it, and it's just really nice. This one's really durable, but I don't know if you can see, but it's starting to discolor. That's because I like take it to the beach, and I,
Yep.
I I take it anywhere.
Yeah. It's a hat. You're supposed to use it.
But
There's
the
nothing
one
wrong
on
with
top
that.
of it is a nice hat, and then this is a felt that I've had for almost 2 years now. And
Nice. That's a
yeah,
good looking hat right there.
thank you. It is a Rodeo King Silver Belly.
Cool.
Yeah, it is a 10X,
Nice.
and it is covered with dog fur that I have to brush out soon.
That happens too. The dog hair all over the place at my house too.
But soon, and the 6th of next month, that is, I believe, Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you switch to the felt.
There you go.
Yes, sir. Right when your live stream is, I believe, right?
Yep, it's on the Sunday though, so it's the Labor Day is the 7th, but yeah, the 6th
Oh,
is the live stream.
okay. Oh, I got that mixed up.
Well, Chad, I gotta go.
Alrighty,
Um,
man.
hopefully, got enough content here. This was a lot of fun.
Yes,
Thank you so
sir.
much for inviting me to chat with you.
And thank you for chatting, man. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah, anytime.